Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the talk of Monday night. Welcome to the Brew Crew Steelers review on Monday night extravaganza, the last home game of Big Ben Roethlisberger. Ladies and gentlemen, I was at that game. I've been to a lot of games in my life, but not having the ending have that much excitement and electricity and sadness. Sadness it was emotional. It was emotional for me because I was there. It was emotional for a lot of people that were still there after the game was over, and soaking in all that uh emotional after effects of Ben, and cheering and doing all that. I've been a big Ben Roethlisberger fan his whole career, and if anybody knows me, that's true. And it was a Monday night. I decided to go last week, and I'm like, I'm going to get tickets, and I got tickets, and I'm like, I have to be there. Like thousands and thousands of people last night. It was a playoff atmosphere. I will never forget it. Hey Craig, how you doing? I went with I met Mav and Scoot, and I went down with Jeremy Chaplin, and and they felt electricity too. Words can't describe the after effects that I had. And yes, I'm 50 years old, but I've never seen anybody retire in that nature and as with a team that long. Yeah, I was real emotional. I was sitting my seat was I was in the last second to the last row in Heinz Field. That is the highest I've ever been in Heinz Field to ever watch a game. Now, when I was a season ticket holder at Three Rivers Stadium, I was in the last row, so I always stood. It was a little chilly last night. I had a couple beverages, um, but there was a lot of younger people where I was at, and they were partying hardy, I must say. Um, but look, first off, Pittsburgh won 26-14. That let's get that out of the way. Um, I've never been to a Monday night loss ever. And that I honestly believe, ladies and gentlemen, that might be the last game I ever go to, because it was just a very special. It was an end of an era, and I'm okay with that. I honestly like watching the game at the house. I can't. I don't know what's going on. I had a lot of people, and I hate to say this, that were drunk and they were smoking a lot of dope, and I look. it was. I just not. I want to watch the game. I'm very focused on the game. Um, Hey, I like to party like a rock star like anybody else, but this game was very important, like all games when I go to are. Let's just put it this way. Big Ben, let's get some stats out of the way. Big Ben was 24 for 46, throwing way too much. He had 123 yards passing, one interception. That interception was towards the end of the half, and one touchdown to Dante. It was a 5-yard pass. And I want to say that the receivers weren't on par with Ben. They could have helped him out a little bit more. And the receiving core, which used to be a strong unit in the Steelers, is not where they need to be. Claypool, I don't even know if he showed up yesterday. And it was all about Ben yesterday, but this offensive player came through, and I believe this will be the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the future of the Steelers as we now, after the Ravens game, which I'll talk about that later on this week, will be Najee Harris. Najee he had 28 attempts, he had 188 yards, he had 3 receptions for 18. He broke Franco Harris's rookie total yards, I believe. and he's 1 yard away from being winning the total rookie Steeler total yards of all time. He's 1 yard away. I believe it's Mike Wallace. And he can try to win the whole season. That's Stephon Logan. He has Stephon Logan had 1,700 and some yards, I believe. But that last touchdown broke the back of Cleveland, and that was I wanted him to get a touchdown because I went to the Detroit game and I didn't see Najee get a touchdown. So that's why I'm saying, and also, yeah, Craig, Boswell did kick those field goals, and he was automatic, and it's hard to kick in Heinz Field. And the Boz has been my man all year long on this roller coaster 2021, now 22 season. It's not what we thought it was going to be. It's been an uphill fight. Our defense. Well, let me get back to Dante Johnson. He had 15 targets, and he had 8 receptions for 31 yards and a touchdown. He was averaging not a lot of yards, and those quick 2 yards passes don't cut it. And I don't know what the offensive coordinator Matt Canada is doing, having Ray McLeod in there all the time. Ray was targeted 10 times. He had 4 reception for 35 yards. Poor James Washington. I don't blame you if you don't go somewhere else. I truly believe like he will not be a Steeler next year. So, I just, it's a sad. Yes, yeah, Sean, he is the longest quarterback to in Pittsburgh, and 18 years. And the best thing about it, guys, is look, I know Brady's got all the rings, but he didn't retire a Patriot, and that'll always probably haunt him. Mike Ross, I don't think it's no, I think he's done, Mike. I think he's done because you can't go out on that note like that. Last night was so emotional. It was very emotional, and he's going to be 40 years old, and there's not much left in that tank, Mike. And I hate to say it, like, he underthrew some passes last night. He had 46 attempts, and he only had 123 yards, and I know the receivers didn't help him out. But I'm not a big Tomlin fan at all. It's mediocrity that will probably be his undoing. And but I honestly say, Mike, I wouldn't want him to go anywhere else. And I think last night was the final bow on the home career of Big Ben Roethlisberger. I'm telling you, I was fucking crying like a little kid. You know what I mean? It was emotional. I stood most of the game. I stood I had to sit a little bit, and I'm going to tell you guys something right now. When you're an old man like me and you drink some beer and shit, and you're way up high, and then you got to walk back down to the pisser, I couldn't do it. I didn't go the whole fucking game, and I'm like, that's why I like watching it at my house, because then I could get up and go to the bathroom. I'm just saying, when you get old and you're in peanut heaven, the only way I think I might go to a Steeler game if I get club seats and I got like somebody serving me cocktails, because I seen everything I've wanted to see. I've seen everything except for an AFC Championship game because I'm 0-2. But the defense last night played the best defense of the year, even though we played the fucking Browns, and Baker Mayfield only threw 8 passes going into the fourth quarter. So, and they got away from, they didn't run the ball. Hey, who cares? That's not on me. If the coaches of Cleveland don't do what their strengths are, that's not my problem. So the Steelers defense had 9 sacks. J.J. Watt was phenomenal last night. He was a beast. He will be. First off, he'll be breaking that sack record because he's going to go against the Ravens. I guarantee he's going to get 2.5, at least 2.5 sacks come this Sunday. And he's going to break it. And he was moving and grooving. Highsmith had 2 sacks. Cam Hayward had a sack. Like, they had 2 picks. Like, Witherspoon had an interception. Norwood had an interception to give Ben the cream of the crop. Hey, like the Macho Man says, man, only the great rise to the cream of the crop. Maybe I got that fucked up, but whatever. Ben got to take that last final down. I'm telling you, if you wasn't there, you will not understand the concept of what was last night. Last night was like a championship game in my eyes, even though it's a roller coaster ride of a season. Everybody that went there last night, it was just, it was, it was awesome. I felt like a little kid, and that little kid that was sitting in front of me saw history last night. He saw Big Ben win his final game. Now, besides the guys behind me that were smoking dope, I don't know. Maybe he saw a lot of other stuff. I don't know from a contact buzz. I got no idea. But I look, we're 8-7-1. It's been like this the whole year. When you're not focused, and it's a shame we couldn't, run the ball against other teams like we did. And it was something. You're right, Kenny. It was an experience of a lifetime. And nobody could take that away from anybody that was there. And the people that didn't leave, because there was people rolling out. And it was just, Shane, I knew it was coming. If you would have saw me last night, Shane, I was crying like a fucking little kid. I'm not lying. I was emotionally distraught today. My body's beat up. I'm not used to the cold. I don't know if I'm a pansy anymore. I don't know. I just can't help it. I was freezing my ass off. It was cold. I was freezing my ass off. It was cold. Like I said, I was in peanut heaven. It's been a while since I've been in peanut heaven. The best days. Well, Sue. Yeah, I mean, Cower was. Yeah, I mean, those days we had good defense. We had a good offensive line. Yeah, Kenny, I cried too, brother. I cried. I've been watching Big Ben stuff all day. I've been watching highlights. I just it was something, in these reviews or something. The review that I'm giving you is from the heart, guys. I've been a fan for Ben for 18 years. When that home opener against the Raiders, I bought my first Roethlisberger jersey, which I still have, which honestly is a little tight around my sides, but I have many memorabilia of Ben. I have a lot of stuff from Ben. I bought two programs last night, one to put up, one to save. I don't know. Look, and you're right, Scoot. It was, I was proud that I made them steps too, man. It was rough, man. But I just, and hey, I got to talk to Merrill Hodge. Merrill Hodge was doing a Q&A, and we waited around. He wasn't there. He was running behind, and the fans were allowed to ask 3 questions. I didn't want to ask him a question when he was there. I look, when shit like that goes down and people are famous or whatever, I'm the one that is going to be whatever. I go, hold up. I go, I'm going to ask this. And I did that. I raised my hand, and the guy who was doing the questions, I don't know if it was Mark Canolby or whatever the hell his name is. He pointed at me, and I go, look, Merrill, I don't want to ask you a question. I just want to thank you, Merrill Hodge, because when I was a senior in 1988, 1989 in Houston on New Year's Eve on the back of Merrill Hodge, you upset the Houston Oilers on a Gary Anderson kick. And I said, then you ran ramshod in Denver. Your jersey was hanging out. And I said, I just want to thank you. Now, I might add a little bit, but I truly wanted to thank Merrill Hodge. And I was always a big Merrill Hodge fan. So that's right, Chris, your buddy. I'm telling you, I always love Merrill Hodge. And he knows his football because he always said Vince Young sucked. And he was absolutely right. And it was great that Ben, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Big Ben is 26-3-1 against Cleveland. That is phenomenal. That's a record that will probably never be broken in Steeler history. He had 92 victories at home. What records can I say that he hasn't had except for the one record when he gets the yellow jacket? That will be something to be said because that's guaranteed. He's getting the yellow jacket. Yeah, I was there, Kenny, till his family come out. I seen it way up high. Oh, well, that's cool that your nephew got to high five him. That's awesome. That's awesome. And the young kids, all the young people realize they don't realize like us old guys, like when Terry Bradshaw, he didn't get this fanfare. He didn't get this. We didn't have the social media. We didn't have all this. Terry Bradshaw's elbow was hanging by duct tape and against the New York Jets. He threw 2 touchdowns, and then that was it. His arm was done. He didn't get the fanfare that people wanted, that people truly wanted. And I do believe, look, that I wish that Ben could have had one more stage in a February prime time last game of the season, but it wasn't meant to be. But I'm glad he just, it was a phenomenal night, and it will be a night that I never forget it. And I am so glad that I went, and I went with some cool dudes, man. Mav, you know, it was cool. Scoot was great, you know, and Jeremy, Imagine Wrestling, part of the owner of Imagine Wrestling. We all had a good time, and it was something. Because some guys, they never been to a Monday night game. I've been to a Monday night game, and I told them a Monday night game is like a national holiday. Last night was a national holiday. Today's the recovery day. That's pretty funny, Chris. Hey, God bless you. You and Hodge Hutton. I told some people that you knew Hodge and you hunted with him and stuff. That's fucking great, man. That's awesome. And I just want to say, you know, I well, yes, I'm sure Tomlin did do the timeout because I don't know because I can't do it because I'm not watching the TV. But yeah. But also Tomlin could have had a lot more, got a lot more. Ben could have got a lot more victories. They could have been better prepared. I'm just not a Tomlin fan. And I know people will bash me for it, but I will stand to my ground. Mike Tomlin is very, very fucking lucky that when he was head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, he had fucking Ben Roethlisberger under center. And next year is going to be something different. And it's going to be a nowhere. He's the last of the piece. He's the last of the piece between Cowher and Tomlin. He was the final piece. And then now he will be after this Sunday. And Chris, I do believe that Watts should get defensive player of the game. Oh, cool. I didn't even know that. That's awesome. But I just look, I've been doing this Steelers stuff for a while now. This was not so much about the I don't want to talk a little bit. The game was awesome. I wish we could have had a couple more games like that this year where the defense was stifling and our run offense was just Najee was just beating people up and our line was getting some blocks. I wish we'd have had one more game or 2 games if we didn't have the tie. But you know what? If I coulda, woulda, I really couldn't. What's that, Tyler? Your first game ever was Ben's last. Well, brother, you were watching history, brother. Yep. You're right. The energy was unreal. Yeah, that your first game was Ben's. Hey, you saw Ben throw a touchdown. You saw T.J. Watt with 4 sacks. Everybody saw Najee Harris get over 1,000 yards rushing and break the rookie running, breaking Franco Harris's last night. So you've seen a lot of stuff, guys. You've seen a lot of stuff last night. You just seen the team. The only thing you didn't see is the fucking receivers playing a little better than they should have been. I'm surprised that the receivers are not as good as they used to be. I don't think Rudolph is the answer, Chris. But I think we do get a preview of Najee, and if we can get I mean, Kedrick Green was hurt, and Hostetler was a center, and he was blowing people out. And Myles Garrett, where the fuck were you at, Myles Garrett? Now, there was a lot of Cleveland people there. A lot of Cleveland people, and they were chirping and they were chiming the whole time. But they didn't have nothing to chime about. That was the mystique. And hey, what's up, Boothie? And I just want to say that the false starts were unreal due to those people down there. Those people, it was loud as hell. I'm telling you, when Big Ben come out of the tunnel and they introduced his name, the place fucking exploded. I'm telling you, I can't even. You know what they needed to do? They needed to bottle that up for a couple games, and they'd be in the play. If they were bottled into playoffs, nobody could take them. Yeah, you're not the only one that said that, Boothie. I know. I think Chris O'Hara said the same thing about the backup punter is better than our regular punter. But you got to remember, guys, the regular punter's dad passed away, and I think it's up here. Even though I think his leg was a little hurt. I'm not giving him whatever. I'm just saying, when people tragically pass, something happens. Hey, Dana, how you doing? But I just feel that punter was good. Yeah, and there's going to be some competition come training camp, I believe. So I just hope that, hey, Sean, how you doing? I just hope that we got this last game. And I know we need help from the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't have no clue how they're going to beat the Colts. I got a better chance of seeing Jesus Christ, have a million man in front of my house drinking wine and fucking breaking bread and feeding a million people before the Jacksonville Jaguars upset the Colts. I can't see that happening, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I just want to say I got a review of the Ravens matchup with the Ravens, and then after that I got two more to finish out this year. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I appreciate everybody for jumping on and giving their Steeler pros and cons. Who we drafted, Booth? I don't. You know what? I'm gonna say a lineman. I'm gonna say a lineman right now. They're not gonna get a quarterback, but that's why we're gonna have the whole off season. They have money to spend. But like I said, Booth, they're gonna be a run team first, pass later. So it's just, and Dante is not a number one receiver, and I believe they will sign Juju. So Juju's good for the community, and Juju's a hell of a lot better than Chase Claypool right now. And then we're gonna see if they keep Matt Canada. There is a lot of off-season news with I don't want Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson will get fucking killed. But let me tell you something, Boothie. I'll tell you what. Ben was moving a little bit like the Ben of old, man. He was ducking, then he tried to get out, and then I just Lee Champion. Don't watch a lot of football often. Watch a game. Thank you. Oh, okay, Tanner. Yeah. Well, yeah, he went on a good note, Tanner. Lee Champion. I like that. I like that code word. That's awesome. But I can't see Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers is not coming, guys. He's not coming. But I just the last hurrah, and that's how I put it on the title, and that's what it was. Watching Big Ben for 18 years at home, I've seen a lot of his games. Big Ben was good at comebacks. Big Ben was good at not getting taken down. It was hard to take down a 6'5", 245-pound guy. So, and that was Big Ben's standard back in the days. And I'm telling you, last night he had a little bit of that juke and jive, but his arm is not the way it used to be, and that's understandable. Being 40 years old, I could barely fucking tie my shoes back when I was 40. I can't even do it when I'm 50. I couldn't do it when I'm 30. It's pronounced. Oh, La Champion. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, It's a little bit of the bubbly. I can't see. I'm old. It's old. But like I said, I appreciate you guys for all the tuning in. It was an emotional night for me. It took me all day to recover. I'm still fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. I'm fucking hurting. I'm probably gonna fucking catch a cold or some fucking thing or something. I don't know. I hope not. But I just want to say, everybody that went down there, you saw something. You saw Hollywood ending to a hometown hero. You saw it, and I had to be there, and it was awesome, and I don't regret it at all, and I'll remember it till the rest of my fucking life. The last game, Big Ben played, and he got sent off. They were playing Iron Man from Black Sabbath and Motley Crue when he was down in. It was awesome. It was great. It was great. It was great. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Steelers BrewCrew Steeler Review. I'm Bad Bubba Brewer. Please hit like and subscribe to all our shows on the YouTube channel. It's 2022. Yeah, I probably will catch a cold. But I'm okay. But hit like, subscribe. We got one more game, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm in it to win it because you know why? You know why this Sunday we're playing the fucking Ravens, and who doesn't hate the Ravens? We all hate the Ravens. Fuck the Ravens. Oh, God, I got to count all this stuff up and see what I owe on my stuff. I don't try to put the F word in. I just get like, oh, I'm very passionate. So, so thank you for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you with my review of the Ravens Steeler game, which will be now Big Ben's final game. But the home game was something, and I probably would like to watch it again. Hey, Hayden, but I just want to say thanks again, everybody. Go Steelers, and I appreciate everybody for watching this. Thank you, and have a great night and a better tomorrow. Peace out, everybody. Peace.